So Hamas says they're not going to release hostages, at least according to the timeline. And Trump says, quote, as far as I'm concerned, if all the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it, it being the peace agreement, the ceasefire, and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, Trump said. He said he wanted the hostages released in mass instead of a few at a time. Quote, we want them all back, close quote. Let's look at each. This is what's when a leader talks, Trump's a leader. And he does what he says he's going to do. And I think Hamas has made a big mistake. I mean, if you're Hamas, you made a mistake. If you're Israel, maybe not. Because Trump is going to back up his words. And look what he said. Look how short. As far as I'm concerned, all ALL, of the hostages aren't returned by 12 o'clock. And he just picks an arbitrary time. Seems like a good time. Because you know what? It doesn't really matter with these people anymore. They're going to break every arrangement. So you know what? 12 o'clock Saturday. What is that? This was yesterday? 5 days from now. 12 o'clock. Sure. 12 o'clock. I think it's an appropriate time. You see that sentence right there? I think it's an appropriate time. It really sums up why Trump is like a president that we've really almost never had before. He's not going into meetings. He's not picking a time and a date. I think it's an appropriate time. Is basically, to me, he's basically saying it really just doesn't matter anymore. That was it. What you just did is that's it. It doesn't matter. And you know what? If it's tonight, tomorrow, it's over. I think 12 is an appropriate time. In other words, you're done. You have pulled out of the deal for the last time. I would say cancel it. Cancel the ceasefire, and all bets are off, and let hell break out. I don't know what hell means. I say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday. Now, if you're Hamas, what do you do? We'll see. Oh, Jordan, right now, I think he's talking to Jordan right now. Let's see. Let's see. There's a good site that I would recommend you follow. And they're monitoring real-time news and open source intelligence, Middle East and U.S. global events. And this is what's been happening. He basically, President Trump, the King Abdullah of Egypt. Jordan and Egypt have enough territories to absorb Palestinians. So what he's trying to do is he wants them to take in the Palestinians. Okay, he doesn't want them to go back into Gaza. And let me keep going down with their thread here. Let's see. The Saudi channel reports that Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's visit to the White House has been postponed until further notice. Sources say Cairo is furious over statements from the U.S. and Israel and has sent a clear message from Washington. Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu has said he's going to stick with Trump's new timeline of Saturday at 12. So Israel has agreed. President Trump has successfully secured the release of Mark Fogel, an American detained in Russia since 2021. See what's happening? Russia just released somebody. 2021. How long was Biden president? 2020 to 2024. Did he get the guy released? Trump's been president 2 weeks. Trump brings the guy home. Trump, I have a deadline until Saturday. I personally think Hamas will not meet the deadline. They're going to play tough guy. And we'll see who the tough guy is. This is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. I think that for the Palestinian people, this idea of Trump building them, basically he's saying they'll build them new houses. They'll build them. At this point, I don't see how they go back. If they go back, how do you separate the Hamas fighters from the people who want to live peacefully, the Palestinians. And it seems like if they go back, it's just going to start again. So this is going to go on, and we'll see.